So we heard the sirens, the air raid sirens there in Tel Aviv. And now the IDF is saying they've identified this new launch of missiles from Iran toward Israel. The IDF going on to say it has finished a set of strikes in Tehran on infrastructure sites of the Iranian nuclear weapons project and fuel tankers. And now we are seeing retaliatory strikes once again. We had a feeling, Steve, you and I were talking yesterday when this was happening in the night. Here we go again.
Yep. What we're seeing here, Kira, is you're seeing inbound ballistic missiles coming into the Tel Aviv area as the interceptors, the Iron Dome, the David Sling, the Arrow, various altitudes are going up to intercept these missiles. So you'll see the flash where they actually intercept the Iranian missiles. Sometimes they'll actually get through. Some of the impacts that we've seen in Tel Aviv where perhaps the missile was nicked, but it didn't destroy the warhead. So some of the casualties we've seen, apparently one of these missiles landed in an city neighborhood in Israel tonight and caused some casualties. But this is what it looks like. This is the future. This is missile on missile, high technology, the ability to defend a country. This is what President Trump hopes for with the Golden Dome idea. Obviously, Israel is much smaller. The challenge is much greater for the United States, but this kind of capability is extraordinary. So we think night before last and last night, we saw about 100, 150 missiles that were incoming. Probably about 10 of them got through, so pretty extraordinary to be able to have only a 10% rate, but it's obviously going to have an effect. We also saw some pictures earlier of essentially the Israelis taking the gloves off, as Ty and I were talking about. The Israelis have hit infrastructure, oil infrastructure. We're seeing oil depots within Tehran burning, massive fires. They've hit gas fields and gas processing fields. So this is escalating very quickly, because if it goes to the point where you're going to have the Iranians targeting civilian areas where the Israelis are going to go after the critical infrastructure, the oil, the gas, the lifeblood of the Iranian economy, this war is ramping up quite quickly. We've also seen one last very important point is that the Israelis have said that Ayatollah Khomeini is not out of bounds. So they may now be going after leadership, but very quickly escalating here in the past couple of hours.
All right, on that note, I'm going to read to you more we're getting from the IDF now. The IDF saying it's completed an extensive series of strikes in Tehran on infrastructure sites of the Iranian nuclear weapons project and fuel tankers. And you and I, matter of fact, while the parade was going on, the Army parade here in the nation's capital, you were actually going through your phone and seeing the video of those strikes. And we had a feeling we were going to be having this conversation this evening about Israel going after oil and gas, which could be absolutely detrimental. It started with nuclear facility strikes. If we start moving into fuel and oil, this changes the game, right?
Yeah. The Israelis are trying to make the Iranian people feel the pain here. So the strikes earlier in the day, the strikes that we saw that were on the gas field, that gas was basically for domestic use. It's not what the Iranians export. What they export on the oil and gas, about 1.82 billion barrels per day. Almost all of that goes to China. So the real threat here is, does that get taken off the market? Does it jack up oil prices? Do we see a spike in oil prices if the Israelis go after some of the energy infrastructure that is involved in exporting oil and gas offshore?
Looks like here that basically all of central Israel right now, the IDF is putting out this post, millions of Israelis currently running for shelter as sirens sound, and that we're just kind of tracking. I can even show this to you. These are all the areas it looks like being impacted right now.